Basically, this YouTube channel, I'm going to be talking about the positive elements within films. Now, no matter how shit they are, no matter how, absolutely dreadful they are, I will find the positives within them. That is my challenge, that is my mission, and I choose to accept it, to be honest. But basically, within films, if you look properly, you will always find some kind of positive in it. If it's, it could be small, it could be big. But the thing is, it's easy to go into a film, it's easy to watch it when you're all hyped up for it, come out and you feel shit because you think, well, that wasn't how I expected it to be. Oh, well, that was absolutely terrible, I wasted my money on that film. But more often than none, if you rewatch it, and if you watch it properly, if you analyse it like I do, because I analyse films like nobody's business, because, I haven't really got a life or anything. But anyway, let's stay positive. The first film I thought I'd start with will be a film that not many people liked, and not many fans liked it, and not many critics liked it. It did well, but it wasn't the best film in the series, and that's going to be Die Hard 5, aka A Good Day to Die Hard. Now, I am a big Die Hard fan. Love John McClane, loved 1, 2, 3, and even 4. So when I heard they're making a 5th one, I was excited, because it was quite a few years between them. I think it was about 6 years, between them. And I saw the trailer and I thought, oh my god, this looks awesome. And I went to the cinema and, I sat and I watched it and, I enjoyed it. And then I read all the backlash about it and then I rewatched it and I was like, it's not the best film. It's not actually that great. But I wouldn't say it's the worst film. I would not say it's the worst film. I'm going to prove it to you. So basically they brought out 2 versions. They brought a theatrical one, which was in all the cinemas, that was a 12A. And they brought out another one, extended edition, which was a 15, which both feature on the Blu-ray DVD. But theatrical, I actually enjoyed more. And that's because Lucy McClane's in it. John McClane's daughter from number 4. I think in 1 and maybe in 2, might be wrong there, please, don't kill me. But I think I like the fact that she was in number 5 because it sort of tied 4 and 5 together. The 5th one wasn't just some random film where you're going, oh, well, where's his daughter at? We know his wife's gone, but where's his daughter? So I like the fact she was in it, and she had a couple of scenes. She was in the beginning in the car. She was on the phone to him when he was in Russia, when he was having the car chase, and then she was in the end, when they're walking at the end. And I like that. I like it because I don't like it when films bring out a sequel and it almost forgets what happened in the last one, or actors don't appear because of scheduling conflicts. So it's almost like pointless, seeing Die Hard 4, if she wasn't going to be in Die Hard 5, I feel like. So, I like that. Why they took her out extended, the 15 one, I have no idea. Unless they were just trying to save time. Because she, to me, was quite important. But, it's all about the positives. She was in the theatrical one. So, at least she exists in one of the versions. I'm not a big Jai Courtney fan, but he played the role well. He did what he needed to do. I like the relationship between them two. I like that they didn't get along, because I like the fact that, you had him and his wife Holly. Well, they never got along. They had lots of trouble, they made up in the end, and then they divorced, and then they, but anyway. And then Lucy. We meet Lucy in the 4th one. They don't get along. And then he starts getting along with her. I kind of like the fact that Jack's in the same position, because John just has all these family problems, and that's what Die Hard is really all about. It's about family. It's about Holly. Try and save Holly in the first one. Second one, try to save Holly. Third one, they don't really feature in it, but he talks about the divorce and stuff, so that's in it. Number 4, his daughter doesn't want his last name. Daughter doesn't really want anything to do with him. He saves her. They make up. So the 5th one really had to be about his son. It really had to have that relationship again. And I liked it. And I like the whole cliche, like father and son teaming up and getting along with each other and, you know, finally accepting each other. But, you know, I like the scene, but I like the emotional scenes as well, like when John is talking to I cannot remember their names, talking to the Russian guy, Vrinsky or something, talking to him while Jack is off doing something else. And then basically John McClane is saying that he is, you know, I love him, I haven't been there for him, I wish I was there for my children a bit more. And then you have this moment where Jack's overhearing it. And I like that moment. You know, and I thought that was, you know, I like that moment. You know, I'm not an emotional sod, but I liked it because it showed that John is still a human being. You know, despite being an action hero that can't die, you know, being some guy like Superman. And even when they get to Chernobyl, when they get all the guns out, and then there's like a little, you know, he basically says, you know, I love you, and, you know, I'm sorry I wasn't there for you, and, you know, it's been a great day, although, you know, to think that's an idea of John having a great day. That's, you know, I think John needs to probably go like to Ibiza or to Disneyland or something if he thinks killing people in Russia is a great day. I like how their relationship connects, and then, you know, Jack calls him dad, etc. You know, we know it's going to happen, but for some reason, but I enjoy that. I enjoyed that happening because it fits John's character pretty well, and it fits with the other Die Hard scenarios they make up in the end. You know, and then there's that scene when John's at the end and he's walking with Jack, aka John Jr. on one side, and then he's got Lucy on the other side, and he's just walking. You know, he's finally made it with his kids. You know, he's finally got there. Still hasn't won Holly over though. Maybe that will happen in the next one. Going back to John Jr., what I did like was that they try to pay homage to the first Die Hard film. Now, it's near the end of the film, they're in Chernobyl, and I think John Sr., Bruce Willis, is on a helicopter. Meanwhile, you've got John Jr., Jack, on the building, and he's basically got the Russian guy in his grips, and he throws him off the building. And there's a shot where the Russian guy is going slow motion. And we all know where that's from. Die Hard 1, John McClane lets go of the grip of Hans Gruber. Hans Gruber, Alan Rickman, is falling. Slow motion. I thought that was quite clever. You know, some people did miss that, and I thought it was pretty clever. Cheesy, a little bit predictable, but I liked it. I like stuff like that. You know, I like that it hasn't just forgotten what the other films are about. The action scenes are cool. Now, okay, they are ridiculous. They are stupid. But I think they're cool, and I think they're exciting, and no one can turn around and say this film is boring, because it is beyond boring. It is action-packed from beginning to end, full of action. The car chase was brilliant, you know, especially when John McClane's car drives off the bridge onto the truck, and onto like 3 or 4 cars, and then onto another truck. You know, it was genius, and I like stuff like that, because John McClane is somebody that just is lucky and takes chances, and that's what he did. You know, throughout the whole film, he just took chances. We know he's not going to die. You know, yeah, alright, it is. You know, you compare it to the first one, it is more unrealistic, but in the first one, it was still unrealistic. You know, when he was going down the elevator shaft, and you know, he's hanging off that building with the hose pipe, etc. None of that could happen, and smashes through that window, and yeah, he's got blood on his feet and stuff, but you know, he still survives. And throughout there, all the films got more and more ridiculous. But you know, if you want to go to the cinema and just watch an action-packed film and just want to sit, turn your mic brain off, and watch John McClane, you know, kick some, in this case, Russian ass, then you know, this is great. This is what it's supposed to do. It fulfills its purpose. If you want a drama or anything, then don't go see Die Hard 5. You go to see Die Hard 5 for John McClane for an action-packed ride. You know what you're going to get. Also, what's great is the cinematography. You know, the way it's filmed is brilliant, and even the special effects and the music. You know, the music, they even use music from the first, second, third and fourth in it, like the Die Hard music. Dun, 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 dun. You know, they use that, and I like that because again it connects it to the other films. You know, and I think the visual effects were brilliant, and I like the slow-mo shots, and that, you know, was different, and I'm sure it was filmed, you know, I can imagine it would have been brilliant in IMAX, especially with the scenes in Chernobyl when he's, you know, when he's jumping through the windows, or when he's swinging off the helicopter straight into that window, and slow-mo shot, and, you know, it was cleverly done. It was. As mentioned, it isn't the best film in the world. It is not. It's not even close, you know, but it is still a good film. You know, it's a film that I could watch again and again and again. I could just switch my brain off. You know, there's no way in the world is it as good as the previous four, but it's definitely not a bad film. And I think I feel even better with the fact that they are making another one. You know, and this other one is going to be, from what I know, is because it's going to be a prequel, sequel. You know, I think it's going to be a bit more of a personal story, and maybe they even kill John McClane off. You know, I don't know, but I kind of like this wasn't the last film, but it sort of makes it enjoyable that it's the middle film now. You know, because if it was the last film, it, you know, wouldn't have been the best way to end the series, in all honesty. And you also got to appreciate that making a film series is difficult, and especially when you get to like number 5, when you look at films like Terminator Genesis, you know, which wasn't that great. Rocky 5, again, not that great. Transformers 5, definitely not that great. You know, so it's hard to keep a film series going this long. I don't think they did a terrible job. You know, I don't think it was the best, but I don't think it was a terrible job. I think when you compare it to stuff like Terminator and Rocky and, you know, Rocky 5, to be specific, Die Hard 5 isn't actually that bad. You know, it is actually an enjoyable film. You may disagree with me, but definitely give it a watch again. And just look out for the elements I mentioned. Just look at, you know, the conversations he has with John. Look at the Lucy scenes in the theatrical release. Look at the way it's filmed. But trust me, go and watch it again. And I guarantee you'll probably enjoy it a little bit more. If you haven't seen it, definitely give it a try. Just ignore what the critics are saying. Ignore the reviews and just try and watch it with an open mind. And if you hate it, please don't blame me. Thank you guys for watching. Now we'll be doing more videos, and this is one of my first. You know, this is something I'm getting used to, something new. So, you know, I would appreciate any feedback. And if you want to subscribe to me, please do. Obviously, feel free. Also got a Twitter profile. Tweet through any films that you think that are terrible and that will have no positives in it, and I'll trust me and I'll do my best to find positives, and I'll create a video all about it. Thank you guys, and I hope to see you soon.